Hi. So here we will discuss about the scatter plots, and the first one that we are going to cover is a positive relationship scatter plot. Um, so how the story of a scatter plot is linked with the correlations. So let's spend some time there. Basically, correlation is a statistical value which helps us in predicting or assessing the relationship between two set of variables, right? And when we are trying to show that relationship visually on a graph, then we need a scatter plot. So basically, if you look at the in the start, we have asked a question which is whether a person years of education impacts the person income per month, the starting income per month or not. So the variable which are there are two: years of education and income per month. Now if you look at income per month is a dependent variable, right? So because we are saying that it depends on the year of education that a person has got. So this is a dependent variable and this is an independent variable, and the scatter plot helps us in plotting these two variables on two axes, which is x-axis and a y-axis. Normally we prefer to put a independent variable on x-axis and a dependent variable on the y-axis. So that is a basic link between correlation and the scatter plot. So and if you look at this, is just a visual information. So this is first step towards understanding correlation. When we want to quantify this relationship, we have to then use formulas and other things. So let's just focus right now on the scatter plot. So we'll try to get to the scatter plot and see how we can do it. So let's delete this and see how we can get to this. So if you look at, these are the two variables: years of education and income per month. So first thing is to select these two variables and click on insert. So first, when you click on insert, you'll see various options here. You have to select the scatter, and here in the scatter also you have various options. So let's not complicate it, we'll just select the basic scatter, which is the first option. Now if you look at, this is a more crude looking version of it, and we will make it more professional in a minute. So this is the first thing that we get after selecting a scatter plot. Now the first thing now from here onwards is to put names to these axes and to put some colors here and to make it look more visually more professional. So for that you need to just go into the chart layouts on your left. If you can see, these are the chart layouts, and select the layout one, right? So once you do that, you get the axis title. So this axis, as we remember, is the independent variable, which is years of education, right? And this axis is dependent variable, and it represents income per month in thousands, right? So that is the name of the two axes. Now the name of the chart is, possibly we can say, it's scatter plot relationship between years of education and income per month, right? So this is the first thing that we get, which is naming the axis and putting the name to the chart. So this is the first step. Now let's make it a little more, let's reduce the font size here. Let's make it some 12, so that it looks better. Now the other thing is now to put some colors here so that it looks more better. So if you look at, there are three kind of overall this chart is divided into three areas. First, this white color is the overall chart area. The second is the plot area, and the third is the data series. So we can sequentially change the colors and anything that we want for these three things. So first, let's select on the external white area, click on format chart area, and here you will get various options. First thing is to give the border of the chart some kind of solid border, some kind of color, and then we can also put some fill, which is some kind of gradient fill if you want. And so here you have a lot of options, so you can select solid fill, which we have done earlier by mistake. So but now we can do you can do gradient fill, you can do some kind of texture fill, whatever you want, and there are a hell amount of options which are there for more precise choice of color. So as of now, let's not get into it. Let's keep our scope limited to just filling the color. So let's do a gradient fill, which is this. And so this is for the chart area. Now let's select the plot area and click on format plot area, and first thing is to put a border color, right? So and here you put a solid line, and that is done. Once that is done, then you click here again, and then you do the fill, which you can put some gradient fill. So again, here you have the same options which you have got earlier. Now, so this is with the chart area and the plot area. Now let's do something on the trend series. Here, the first thing is to add a trend line, and here we normally select the linear trend line because it's a linear kind of relationship which we are trying to understand here. And then you can do something more on the data series. You can possibly put a line connecting these data series so it looks more better, and you can put some kind of different shaded different color or different type of line. So this is how you create a scatter plot. And now, more than creating, what is more important is trying to understand now what kind of relationship which we can predict. So if you see, the trend line is telling us very clearly that there is a positive relationship between these two variables, which is years of education and the income per month, right? So for example, look at this this blue dot here. So it is saying very clearly the income, the years of education are, say, some 8 years. The income expected is somewhere around 19,000 per month. And now if you look at, once the years of education are increasing, the value for the income is also increasing, right? So this is some kind of interpretation that you make by drawing a proper scatter plot. So here to conclude, we can say there are two variables. One is years of education. It is represented on x-axis. It is independent variable. The second is income per month. It is represented on y-axis, and it is dependent variable, right? And then when we have the values, we go and select a scatter plot, and we get some kind of visual relationship. And once you get that visual relationship, we can interpret it. We can interpret that relationship, and we can, if there is a trend from this kind of trend, we can say yes, there is a positive relationship between these two variables. Now to quantify this, we will see in the next section, where we will use some formulas, and we will see what exactly is the strength of this relationship. Now by looking at this, if you see, it's quite gonna be, quite good strength, so that we will figure out when we get the correlation coefficient. And as of now, this is all from the scatter plot positive relationship. We'll see you in the next discussion, where we will discuss how to draw a scatter plot for the negative relationship. Yeah, thank you.